Yeah, hello everyone. We're in the final. Yeah, we're in the
Why do
final.
you sound so sad? Hello, everyone. We're in the final, and it's doom and gloom again. Shit.
We are
I
still
know.
16th, but
You don't care about the league anymore. We're
yeah,
in the finals. We're going there. We're gonna smash Manchester United, beat them 4 times in the season, end this fucking Spursy tag, and get a trophy. That's how I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
fair enough. But did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did watch along. It's fucking boring.
What did you think in general?
It was boring. Bodo was shit, right? I didn't understand why did our fan base feel so overwhelmed by them, by the weather, by the pitch, by this, by that, right? I'm not sure. Maybe a lot of people say maybe Bodo was overwhelmed by the occasion. Uh-huh.
I thought
So
that maybe as well. But
yeah, but it doesn't matter, right? Just long we got through, we scored 2 goals, kept a clean sheet, and we move on from there, right? And whatever happens next after this, right?
mm,
I've been saying, right, the fans have to get behind the boys. It doesn't matter about the league anymore. It's all about this cup, right? Get behind Ange, right, for one time. In a sense, let him have his flowers and all that, right? He got us to the final. It doesn't matter whether we scumbagged it through all the way, but we are there. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Right? Or maybe Scottman is doing his work, right? Pulling the right strings in Asia. That's why we are there. Whoever knows that.
so do you think it's like you had a theory, didn't you, that we'd win something this year? What would you call it again?
Yeah. Oh, what did I call it again? Yeah, I just said the Southeast Asian bookies are involved. That's why,
Yeah, that's the
right?
one. Yeah,
Yeah. And the best part is, right, Manchester United, right, they're going to be the favorites. Even we beaten them 3 times this season, right, they're going to be the favorites because they win things. This
it's,
morning I was on a show, actually your morning, right? I was on a
mm,
show with the other channel that I usually go on, KG Reckless, right? They're all MU fans there, right? So they all saying the Spurs are shit. Yeah. Yeah, but
yeah,
I went on my rant and says that we have to stop this, right? Spurs, right? We are going to go out there, right? And we're going to win, and we're going to beat them. This is going to 4th time. We're going to get the cup, take the cup away from them, right? And we're going to break that Spursy curse,
yeah, that's true.
right? And the best part is, right? Being a fan, we should be excited. We should be happy, right? That we're in the finals. Let's enjoy this time now, right? Let's savor it, right? And savor the tears, right, of Arsenal getting kicked out of the Champions League. Well, I don't
At
know.
least, at least we know they won't win anything this season. So
Yeah, right. But to tell the truth, I don't care because now what we're going to do is, right, what Stel says correct. We have to unite the North London, right? And
against Manchester,
at least, yeah, imagine the north of England has won all the trophies, right? That ain't gonna be fair, right? So at least the south of England, yeah, where North London is representing that. So we have to show some pride in that, right? But if you're gonna come back to the game, you're gonna ask me who's the man of match and all that, etc. I don't care. All I care is that we're in the finals, right? And we have one big toe, right? For the trophy cabinet to be open for a trophy to go in. Remember, last week we had one big toe into the finals, right? Now we have one big toe for the trophy cabinet to open for us to put in a trophy. But I wouldn't mind, to tell the truth, being the underdogs. I love to be the underdogs because, right, that was Spurs have always been, right? We've always been the underdogs when it came to the cups. Remember, way
we're
back
never
until now,
favorites. We're never favorites.
right? And the best part is us being the underdogs, right? That's when we usually turn up, right? And usually when we are the favorites, right, we bungle it. I remember Portsmouth. Remember?
Oh,
And was that the FA Cup or something like that? I can't remember what cup was that
FA Cup
when we lost to
semi-final.
we lost to Portsmouth, right? And that season they went on to win it, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you know who scored against us that day? Do you remember?
Cranshaw?
No,
I can't remember.
Kevin Prince Boateng. Do you remember him?
Oh, Boateng. Yeah. And was it Harry Redknapp was the manager or something like that, right?
Redknapp was the manager, yeah.
Redknapp was the manager. So, guys, to tell the truth, right? I don't care anymore, right? We have to put all our differences aside and support the frigging team, right? That's the most important thing, right? What has Spurs fans wanted all this while? A trophy. And now we are 1 foot away from getting it. You know what I'm saying? Right? The only thing is that if we win it, my gosh, I need to know when the bus parade is going to be and I need to plan when to come home. Usually, when will they do that? In June?
Well, hopefully they'll do it soon after the game. Soon after, because obviously it's on a Wednesday, the 21st. The season's not finished by then, though.
Yeah, most probably the bus parade will have to be after the season ends, right?
Here's TJ.
Hey, TJ, big up, bro. Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna switch off the cam for a while. Right, I'll be back. I'll have the speaker, the earphone on. Right, go ahead, TJ. Go ahead and speak.
What you saying, man? How you been?
Good.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
Sorry, say that again.
Did you watch the game yesterday?
Nah, man. That shit is boring. I'm just waiting for the finals, bro. I'm shameless, my brother. I'm shameless, my brother. Listen, that game was boring, bro. I'll be so real in it. It was boring. I know it was boring. It was boring to watch as well. I bet it was.
Yeah, it was boring as shit.
Exactly. I tell you, so
I did the watch along, right? So, yeah, and to tell the truth, right? While I was doing that watch along, right, I was saying, like, Bodo is shit. Bodo didn't impress me at all. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right?
Apparently, you were really good defensively.
And all the hype, right? And all the hype that was put on Bodo. To tell the truth, right? We turned up like what we did with Frankfurt, you know? Right? We were composed defensively. We were organized, right? And we defended in packs and all that, right? We didn't let them run wild on the white ends, right? Like usual the league games, you know, where you be shouting, "What the fuck? There's someone. No one's marking the guy on the left. No one's marking the guy on the right." None of that happened yesterday. You get what I'm saying? So it shows, like, Ange does have the ability, right, to actually, right, do something. But I don't understand, like, this was the conundrum for us fans is, why doesn't he do it during the league games, right? He only does it during the what you call it, the cup games. So maybe that is one. It gives him something to look forward for, you know, right? That's how I feel. But I've been telling everyone, right? I don't give a shit, right? I've been going on a lot of channels and I've been saying this, right? We are going to beat Manchester United on the 21st of May, right? I'm going to beat them 4 times, right, in one season, and they're going to take the cup away from them. We're going to break that Spursy curse, right? And we're going to rub it in their nose forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
You think we're going to win in the final?
I'm not going to think we're going to win, right? We're going to be positively deluded that we're going to win.
I'm not so sure, you know. United have football heritage behind them.
That's why we are the underdogs, right? That's why, right? And yeah, we will be the underdogs, right? While you see, right, the media is going to hype us up to be the favorites, but right, deep down inside, right, we being Spurs fans, right, we know we are the underdogs, right? It doesn't matter, right? Because the stupid Spursy tag is on us, right? And we have to get rid of it by winning this trophy. If we don't, right, we're just going back to being Spursy again. We've been Spursy for so many years. It doesn't matter, right?
I hear that. Listen, I hear that. 100%. We are definitely the underdogs in it. But you know what? Yeah, I'll be honest with you, innit? Yeah, we beat Man United 3 times, 2 times in the league, 1 time in the FA Cup. Surely, we should do the 4th over them, you know, because we've actually played them. We understand them. We know how they're going to structure. I just hope these guys don't bottle it. If we lose against United, it's more a case of I don't know, man. It's a nerve thing. It's the way
Occasion.
Tottenham is.
It's
It's the
occasion.
occasion, and it's the way Tottenham is. If we lose in the final to Man United, I'll be more disappointed within ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? Because for me personally, you know how United fans are bigging themselves up that they can walk over us, bro.
Yeah.
We should actually be so confident that we're going to beat them because we've done it 3 times. It's not like we haven't. You know, if it was
Yeah, to
against
tell the truth, right?
Liverpool or Chelsea, we'll be like, oh, damn, that's
Oh
going to be
shit!
a hard
Yeah,
game.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But against United, when we have proven in our worst season to beat them,
3
we
times.
should be
yeah,
able to. There shouldn't be no excuses of why we shouldn't. You know, we
yeah.
should be
That's
going
true.
into that game confident.
Yeah. No, we should be going into that game, right? Silently confident. So from
Oh,
most probably
100%.
from tomorrow onwards, right? I'm going to be very humble and let them have their chest out and pump it, push it out, and all that things, right? But I'm going to just say, okay, yep. Let's see on the final. That's it. But for until at least today, I've been prolonged. Is maybe tomorrow I'll still be this chest out and all that. But let's see how it goes. But all I got to say now is that being a Spurs fan, right? We have to unite, right? And support the team. It doesn't matter. Let's play dumb for a while, right? And let's see what happens. And then when the final comes up, we'll see. And
No,
and if we lose it, right? It doesn't matter because that's who we are, mate. Right? But if
That,
we win it,
bro, but the thing is,
oh
the other thing that I'm saying in it, the comment is right in it. The only doubt that I have in it is the fact that our creativity is kind
of
of like
course.
nullified with Madison is out, and then you got Lucas Bergvall that is out as well. I don't know if he's going to be back when this final hits, right? So
yeah,
ultimately, and also you have to also speak about that United haven't actually had major injuries. They're bringing back players that were injured, like Ahmed. Ahmed just
Diallo's
played
back.
a few minutes.
Diallo's back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So my point is this, in it. Like it's like again we have a perfect opportunity to win this whole thing, and if we do win it, we'll be more successful than Arsenal in the last 5 years. That's a fact.
yep,
You know,
that's a fact.
yeah.
Well, TJ, if we win it, I mean, unless I'm in Bilbao, you'll see me at Tottenham by like the next straight after, basically.
No, but I was asking Harry, right? If we win it, right? When will they do the bus parade? Will it be in May or will it be in June
I
after the
have no
league
clue.
ends?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
But every single day up to that moment, it's going to be a party for
Surely
me.
it's going to be like after the season ends, right? So that's the end of
Listen,
May.
Yeah.
End of May, isn't it?
just
So-
know if we do win it, you will see me at the bus parade. I hope
Yeah,
you're flying over, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I hope I'll get to fly over, bro. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
bro, if anything, you swim. You try your best. Swim over. I don't know how long it'll take to
Eugene, how
swim.
long's the flight? How long's the flight?
How long is
I
the
will
flight?
swim. Yeah. Yeah, the
Oh.
flight's about, my God, 14
Yeah.
hours,
13 hours.
12 hours, 12 to
imagine
14
you-
hours,
Direct.
depending.
It's direct, Eugene.
Yeah, we can get direct flights from Malaysia to London,
Do you
right?
know how much?
So 14,
Either Heathrow.
wait,
What?
14 hours. 14 hours flight,
Yeah.
yeah? So
Alright,
for him to
Yeah.
swim, if he starts swimming
I don't-
now, by the time the final starts, he'll get here. He will get here on time.
Now, guys, all I've been saying, right? We have to unite as a fan base. We have to keep up this momentum, right? Screw the league, right? Because I already told you guys, right? After the Frankfurt game, the league games have all become preseason exhibition friendlies, and I don't even give a shit if Ange plays all the youth, right? Throughout all the games. But I know him, he will still put out players who have a run out and have a thing, and we'll be playing like shit. We won't be giving it 100%. Most probably we won't be even giving 30%, right? But we just have to show up to fulfill the league commitments, right? And focus on that bloody final. That's all I've got to say, right? But guys,
Also what I would want Ange to do as well, let me be honest with you. The remaining games in the season, look, the season's done, like you said, it's pre-season friendlies at this point. But what I would like
Yeah.
Ange to do is trial different formations or trial different styles,
Right. Yeah.
or you know what, like just for that one-off game against United, trial a tactic that you're gonna obviously do when we play against United, because for me, preparation is so important, and we haven't. We shouldn't have any excuses when it comes down to the final, where like the only excuse that for me we could actually justifiably say is maybe our creative midfielders are out, but even that, it shouldn't. We should win against United. Because remember, we beat United without Madison.
3 times.
So it's not
3 times.
exactly. My point is this: Madison is not the factor, so we shouldn't really have any excuses. To be honest with you, it's all in Ange's hands.
Yeah, to tell the truth, it's not in Ange's hands, right? It's in the players' hands and mentality, right? Because to tell the truth, right, I really hope Son will be ready for this game, but I don't hope he starts, right? But if Son was to start, right, Son should be playing these next few league games, right, as a precursor for him to come back. You get what I'm saying, not? Right? For him to get a run out, for him to get to be match fit and all that. What has to say, but all I can say, guys, right? I don't know. Being a Spurs fan, because maybe it's PTSD, even if we reach the final, but deep down inside, we're all happy, right? Deep down inside, we're all silently confident, right?
The question is, does Son have to start? That's the question. I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't have to start. But what I'm saying that if Son was to start, right, he has to start playing now. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. Right? He has to play every Premier League match right now, innit? If he's going to start.
Yeah. But if he doesn't,
want the same thing to happen when Kane came back and he took off practically our informed winger. If we played the same way we played, I'm not saying we would have won the Champions League, and Liverpool is far better than Tottenham. However, we would have at least had a better fight,
Yeah.
Because that Ajax fixture, nobody realizes how much energy and it was just like one of the moments of a century. I still watch it back, and when all 3 of them goals go in, honestly, Lucas Moura was playing out of his heart and heels, bro. Listen, he was a man on a mission.
I still can't get over the fact he didn't start the final.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. If anything,
guys, to tell the truth,
go for it, bro. Go for it.
To tell the truth, right? No, I got to make a move soon, right? TJ, you and Harry carry on, right? All I got to say is that, right? The fan base must unite. Let's savor this moment until the 21st of May, right? And when the time comes, right, I'll be still doing my positively deluded watch along, because ever since I started doing it during the Frankfurt away game, right, we've been making it through all these games, right? So let's hope this trend continues, right? And let's hope we lift this trophy at last. One trophy, right? But guys, no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, right? Even we lift the trophy, it's still Levy out, guys. Right? All right, guys, take care. I'm going back to work, right? Hope you have a great show. And then I'll catch up with you guys later, right? I'm still pondering whether to do the watch along tomorrow, because there's a protest. Cool. Yeah. Harry will be going there. I'm not sure whether TJ will be going there. If you guys are going there, right, for the protest again, then let me know. Then maybe I will do a protest along and all that, right? So just let me know, right? But I'm not sure how it's going to happen, because everyone is happy now, right? But to tell the truth, we still have to drum it in. Win, lose, or draw, trophy or no trophy, it's still Levy out, guys. All right, guys, take care. I'll catch up with you later, guys. All right, all everyone in the chats, take care. Right, enjoy and savor this moment. When the time comes, we all have to be united, right? And at this moment in time, right, we are trying to recruit all the Arsenal fans, right, to join us in this happy day for us. Like Snell says, right, North London unite. All right, guys, take care. Levy out.
Levy out.
Enoch out. All of them out. All right, yo, listen. Yeah, no, back to what we were saying. Yeah, listen. It's all in our hands. I'm sorry. Like I put, what is in it. I'm not a better in it, but actually, no, my brother's an Arsenal fan, and I don't gamble. I don't tolerate gamble, and it's wrong. I stay away from it. But bro, I actually have to put my head on the line, bro. he was willing to put his whole wage, that Tottenham would lose against United. Yeah, and
What, in
I
the
said,
final? In the
yeah,
final?
yeah, 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 in the final, innit? And I put my whole desire that we would win. So hopefully we'll win, because then that, like, on a serious note, like, it'll be good, man. It's been 16 and a half years since we last won a trophy.
I was 16 years old when we lost one
You were
trophy.
16, bro. I was
Yeah.
what? I was what? 7.5, six and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
6.5. And this is why. Listen, this is also another reason why I say when we won trophies back then, or I was around 7,
Mm.
I wouldn't say I was a fan, because you know what? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you watch football, you pretend to be like, back in the day when you're in the schoolyard, you pretend to be Ronaldo, Messi,
Oh yeah,
Neymar.
yeah,
All like
yeah.
me. I was that guy that was like into like Carlos Tevez and all of them, man, in it.
Tevez was
So
so good. Tevez was
so
underrated.
for me personally, I was more of a City fan than anything else. Not
Aguero.
not because
Yeah.
I liked when Aguero came and replaced him. I
Yeah.
still remember that moment when Aguero scored. Aguero, that was amazing. That was an amazing moment. But what I'm trying to say in it, like, in terms of like, for me, we haven't won a trophy in so long. So
Chance.
this is so important for us to lift. If we don't lift this, we're never going to lift anything. This is a perfect moment. Look, think about it like this, innit? United and Tottenham have had such a poor season. We're both rubbish. Yeah, cool. United might be ahead of us, but well, they're 15th, we're 16th, or whatever, wherever they are, right? However, we've both had diabolical seasons.
Yep.
It's a perfect moment to win a trophy. It's either going to be a really good game or it's going to be a really shit game.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But
So
yeah.
go for it, bro.
I'm saying, as in, this is the first final I remember, because obviously before you came on, Eugene and me were talking about before, because under Redknapp we lost to Portsmouth in the FA Cup semi-final years ago.
Yeah,
2010.
yeah.
I know we went up, finished 4th that year, but we were favourites in that game. We lost. This time we're favourites. Like, I think we're probably favourites against United, aren't we?
You think so? I don't believe so. The way everybody's talking about it, it's United that are favourites.
You think United are favourites?
I think if we was to go against Bilbao, I think we would have been a favourites. But
you think?
yeah. Look, again, we were favourites to win the whole competition going into Europa League. However, now it's like United have won this competition as well, right? Haven't they?
Mm.
Right? They have won this we have as well. Time ago, innit? But
no,
they have.
My dad was at that game. It's 1984.
Yeah, time ago, innit? Like a very long time ago. But what I'm trying to say is, like, in terms of like favorites, I think even rival fans, when you're talking to rival fans, they're kind of like siding with United.
Yeah.
Most people believe United will win it, so that means they are favourites.
I think United have football heritage. That's probably why.
Exactly. I don't understand where this comment of "we are favourites to win it" comes from, unless you're talking about from the start when we knew that we were going to be go for it, bro.
Yeah, because basically at the beginning, I think us and United were like the two favorite. I don't know who was higher. Maybe we were more favorites than them. Like, I don't know. Someone would have to tell me, because I'm not too sure. But I think that's where it comes from, and I think we were above them in the rankings in terms of like who was
maybe.
Yeah, it was only by like a small margin. Like, I don't think it was like a big one, if that makes sense.
Maybe, but now how the season has obviously gone on and how we are right now, even though we are quite both leveled, we've both had drastic seasons in terms of where we should be is not where we're at, right?
Yeah.
For me, I still believe, even though, look, I was watching so many content creators. Look, I was watching Saeed, I was watching Turkish, I was watching a lot of people talk about like this game, and they all are panning to United winning it, which tells me that they are favourites.
I think like I would put firstly for me, I would consider United favourites. They've got the
Oh,
history
100%. For me, I believe I consider
in the last
United
final.
favourites.
The last final play against United actually went. It was under Redknapp. Obviously, we lost them in the FA Cup semi-final under Poch, but before that, we played them in the Carling Cup final in Redknapp's first season, and we lost on penalties. Like we actually took it to penalties and we lost.
Let's also just say, JJ, you said in terms of we've never beat them in a final. Yeah, 100%. We'll never sing that. We've never beat them in a final until we hit that final. You know what I'm talking about? But in terms of like, this is the perfect moment to actually win a trophy. It can't be any easier than this. In fact, in my opinion, regardless of what lineup Ange decides to pick, it's the perfect moment. Like when you'll just come, when you predict where people are going to finish in the Prem, most people start to say not Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. Then you start to talk about Arsenal and the rest, right?
Yeah.
For me, this game should ultimately we should play our cards right, and I think we are going to win. I'm predicting a 2-1 Tottenham. Personally, I've already predicted the score. I've put my heart out on this thing. I just hope we do turn up. I hope we don't bottle it when it really matters. Because then I won't be able to forgive Tottenham in general. I don't even think I'll be able to come back on the show.
Oh shit. I think man. For me, the first 10-15 minutes of the game is literally the most important, because if we were to concede an early goal, I think it really affects like how the game's.
But okay, cool. However, my argument to that early goal thing or conceding, we haven't actually conceded that many goals. That's my argument.
Yeah,
in terms of in Europe, in the European games, we've actually been quite solid. There hasn't been a time where I believe that we are gonna just collapse. Do you get where I'm coming from? So we haven't really been that team to concede early. But then again, who knows, man? This could be the last games of so many players like Tottenham. Romero, that's one person. You're talking about Richarlison, that's another person. Because listen, their careers are we can't really wait any time to this is the perfect time. This is what I'm trying to say.
I think for me, I know you said you play him on the bench, right? But I think he has to start the final, if you said, because
You believe that?
Yeah. Personally, for me,
why? From what?
Huh?
From what? Why? What are you? Where are you getting this information from?
What do you mean?
In fact, you know what? In fact, let me reword it. Where in your brain are you calibrating that Son should start?
If he's fit, I think he should start.
Why? Where? That's like me saying, why? What have you seen from Son for him to deserve to start? This whole season has been poor from Son. In fact, we play better without Son on the pitch. I could equally argue.
But I think if Son's fit, he will start the final anyway, regardless of what I say. But
Why? Why? No, but why are you saying? Okay, I'm gonna let you go. But why are you saying you believe Son should start? What makes you say that? What's the logic behind you saying that?
There's no logic. I'm doing what you did before. I think he's going to score if he starts. That's why.
Nah, that's not no logic. I could equally argue why Richarlison should start over Tell. I can equally argue.
Tell from you shouldn't be starting.
Okay, cool. Let's have this argument here. Let's have this crashed argument. Yeah. I can argue why Tell should start over Son. Can you argue why Tell shouldn't start over Son?
Yeah, because he hasn't done
As
anything.
what? Son hasn't done nothing.
But even though Son is like on the decline and on the etc., he's still the club captain. So I think if he's fit, he starts anyway. Like regardless of what we say. And also, I just think this, if he even recovers, I don't know if he's going to recover in time. Like, I don't actually know. Like I don't know his time span.
So you're basing your logical radicalization off of
Feeling.
him being our captain.
Yeah.
The same person that says Son is not a good captain.
No, I'm not saying he should be the captain. I'm saying he'll by default.
By default, exactly my point. But my point is this: your brain has just, it's like it's reset. Because I can go to many shows where you're saying Son is not a captain, Son shouldn't have the captain badge, Son shouldn't be a captain, but you just used the argument why Son should start based on his captaincy. It makes no sense, my brother.
No,
That's a fart moment.
I'm saying he's going to start him because he's the captain. Like whether
it's whether what you would do. I don't care about Ange. We all know Ange needs to get out of our club. But it's you said before, maybe 5 minutes ago, that I would start Son. That's you claiming you would start Son. And I've just rebutted and I said I'm going to tell you this again. I'm going to mention it again. I can argue why Tell would start over Son on football merit. And you said you would start Son over Tell.
For me, I wouldn't start Tell, but I don't really rate Tell at all. That's different.
But you would start Son, but you would prefer to start Son.
Yeah.
Why? I'm asking you why. Instead of you saying captaincy, why? What's the footballing reason?
I just think Son, it'll probably be his last game for Spurs. And also, I still think, even though he's not been great, he's probably our best option off the left. Because he's not going to play Mike. If it's my choice, this is never going to happen. I'd rather see someone like Mikey Moore on the left, but
I wouldn't start Mikey Moore.
But that's because, in my opinion, Mikey Moore is our best option off the left. Personally, this is just my personal opinion.
Based on what?
I don't see Richarlison as a winger. That's the difference.
But based on what, though? Based on what? What are you basing it on? Are you basing it on? Are you basing it on merit? Are you basing it on performances? Are you basing it on ability?
Just
example. I'll give you a good example so you can you understand why I'm shocked that you said. Listen, that's the biggest spark moment of your life. I promise you. So we spoke about Lucas Moura not too long ago, not starting in the final.
Yeah.
And Kane coming and you saw what happened, right?
Yeah.
The whole season, Son hasn't been good. There's not been a moment where he has been good. Name one moment. Exactly. If you can't name a moment, then that just tells me why he shouldn't start. My point is this. For me, even though Richarlison is not a winger, he has shown he can offer more.
So you have Son on the bench for late in the game, basically?
Oh, 100%. I'm not saying you're going to be dragged out. You're not going to play at all, but you're not starting in my lineup. Remember, I'm basing it off of what? This is what I'm basing it off of. Who's going to be more clinical? Who's going to actually work and actually decide to actually create something? And Son, for me personally, he's proven that he won't. I'm sorry, it might sound like I'm very harsh on him, but performances matter personally. Richarlison has just come back from injury and has proven, in fact, I can even equally say he's proven why we should be playing Richarlison.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the perfect performance. I'm not saying that. I didn't say Richarlison is my go-to winger. In my opinion, I even said before this, people like Richarlison, people like Romero are all going. So I don't even want them at my club.
Yeah.
So my point is this, I'm basing it on the lineup I'm going with is based on what I've seen in recent weeks. And what I've seen is Son is nowhere on if you was to put a level of where Son is, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you go Richarlison starts, 12 second, then maybe Son. Now you're gonna say why I haven't mentioned Mikey Moore. Firstly, we haven't seen nothing of him, and he doesn't like to play him. And for me, against the final, you don't want to risk. You, personally, I agree. We should be playing Mikey Moore way more than what he has got given.
Because as soon as Tell's turned up, Moore's literally got like no minutes. You know that, right?
100%.
Yeah.
For me, Mikey Moore should be playing more. However, right now we haven't seen nothing from him. So in a final that matters, like I said, I'm building this lineup to win, not to lose. Mikey Moore is not getting a sniff. Personally, I would love Mikey Moore to play. Let's just say Mikey Moore was to get a run out in the Premier League up to the game, which me and Eugene agreed that Son should be getting a run out. If he is there, he should be getting a run out up to the game, because obviously then we can actually see the level of where he's at, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe the argument, ask me a few weeks from now, the argument might change. However, I've not seen nothing from Son, and Mikey Moore simply hasn't been given any chances. So my lineup starts with Richarlison, then Tell. Son is third choice, personally. We can't argue with that. For me, that's logic. I'm going based on logic. Now, if you're going to say who's better as a player, well, go for it, my bro.
That's what I'm just saying. That's what I think is going to happen. If Son's fit enough to play, he'll start him, I think. That's just my take on it.
All right, cool.
I think Richarlison, there's a case for him to start. I don't think, for me, I don't think there's a case for Tell to start. This is my personal opinion.
All right, cool. There's no case. Go for it.
I agree with Richarlison but a lot of people don't even like Richarlison. That's the thing. Another thing, yeah, like
100%.
If Son's fit, because we've had this Son versus Richarlison thing going on for like 3 years now,
decades. Yeah.
Like if Richarlison starts the final instead of Son, say we go by what you say, yeah, I think a lot of people kick off, at least online. They'll be like, Son's fit, why is he not playing?
All right, cool. But then what I'm gonna say to rebuttal that point with that opinion, is what has Son done for the last 6 months?
Yeah, nothing really.
Equally, I can argue Richarlison has done more.
Like, for me, I agree with you. Like, Richarlison, since he's come back from injury and he's put him on the left wing, he's not really a winger, but
he's done more.
He's done well. He's done better than Son's done.
Yeah, he's done more. Not well, he's done more. He's done a capable job.
Yeah, like not the best, but
yeah, a capable job. That's what I'm saying. So this is the levels we're working with. We're working with someone that hasn't done nothing to someone that has done a capable job. Now, the reason why I added Tell into the argument, I could equally argue that Tell hasn't been anything special, but he's done a capable job.
Like, he's done all right. I'm not
a capable job, right?
I'm not a big fan of Tell, to be honest.
Me too. Like, I don't want him either.
Yeah. Did Clint to winning golden style the Olympico.
Tell her it is because we need to know if we should buy him. And for me, Tell has shown why we shouldn't buy him.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. I don't think we should spend $1 million on him.
Yeah. But what I am gonna say is, with the question that we were debating about is whether Son should start, and my statement is Richarlison and Tell should start over Son. And your argument is Son should start over Merit,
No,
which I'm against.
I'm saying he will start. I think, like I
No,
said,
you believe he will start. No,
yeah,
no. In fact, wait. Let's not reword what you said. You said you believe that Ange will start him, but I would start Son over Richarlison.
Yeah.
Over Merit.
Yeah.
We still haven't, but I've mentioned why I would play Richarlison. You still haven't mentioned why Son should play over Richarlison, my brother. Why? What's the reason? Because his captaincy. That was your reason. Over Merit.
No, also, like I told you also online, you all know what's going to happen.
No, I don't care about anybody else's opinion. I care about yours.
Yeah.
Why would you start Son over Richarlison? Knowing he hasn't done anything in 6 months.
My only case is that Sonny is more like score a goal. Literally. That's
okay, cool. Okay, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that because that would be my case to argue why Son would start over Richarlison or Tell, right? Because he's more clinical than both of them, right? However, we haven't seen that in 6 months. We're still looking at Son in his past years. For me personally, Son is a shadow of the player that he used to be.
Yeah.
He doesn't shoot as much as he once did.
Yeah.
He's not as clinical as he once was. So it just makes, again, my opinion might change if Ange gives Son a run out in the remaining Premier League games, so we can actually see what the level of, like, if he is fit.
How he comes back, basically, really, yeah.
Firstly, he has to be fit to even be in the talks, right? And if he is fit, what will Son offer? If he comes guns blazing in the Prem, then 110%. I will listen. Next week, I will say, "Yo, Son starts." But for me, the lineup is already set in stone. Richarlison, Solanke, and sadly, Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, we all know Brendan Johnson's going to start. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't want him to start, but he's going to play.
And then the midfield,
not come back like fit enough. Really, has he?
Nah, I don't know. And then the midfield three, sadly, Madison is out, right? Lucas Bergvall looked like he's going to be a miss. So it's going to be the same midfield that we saw as usual: Bentancur, Bissouma, and Kulusevski.
Yeah. By the way, guys, sorry about the noise. Someone's doing building above me. Can you hear the drilling? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously the back line is obviously self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You know, but in terms of like,
he ain't gonna change the back line.
100% he won't. You know, I've now come to the conclusion that that's his back line for the final. You know, we see a Dogi and Pedro Porro. They just play in the Europa League games, and then obviously if Spence is fit, he will play in the Premier League games. You know, it's a bit sad that Spence hasn't gotten a run out in the Europa League games. You know, I really like Spence. I think it's now obvious that I really like him as the way he plays. It's just the way he can drive on the ball. I like him, but we already know the lineup is going to be the lineup, right?
It's predictable, isn't it?
Right, 100%. Now the question is, what do you think the scoreline's going to be? Oh, you're going to talk about the protest?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a protest.
I want to do something about the protest first.
Go for it, my bro.
Anyway, first of all, are you going?
I have no clue. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I might.
I think the fact we went through last night does affect how well the protest is.
The numbers.
The numbers are going to be less, I think, this time.
You think so?
Yeah, I personally think so. Like, unless you're like us, or like Eugene, obviously like Stel, people like that who are hardcore, like because we know this is like for us, this is like papering over cracks. What we've done in Europa League, really, of the league's
100%.
papering over cracks, right?
Mm.
But people who are like really emotional, again, I don't know the right way to put it, but or not as like you said yourself, TJ. Like when I saw you, Drimba, in the first protest, would you say to me something like half these people won't be here or something? Didn't you say that to me?
Oh, 100%, bro. Most of them don't know the left sheet to the right sheet, bro.
Yeah. So that's just things
Listen,
good. Like, if we made Champions League, half of them won't turn up.
I was saying, now you say that. Now you say that. I was speaking to Elijah, innit? We were looking at. I think you were there as well. I said, look at them people over there, innit? Yeah. Them people are confused why we're building up here. They don't know what the reason for this is. Not half of them people won't be there. It's true though.
Like they won't be here when
push comes to shove. It's true, they won't.
Because, like, for example, put another scenario. Obviously, we could make Champions League through winning the thing, yeah. But let's push another scenario here, right? Instead of our league form being so shit, say we crashed out of all the cups, right? And we were fourth or point of fourth with 3 games left. Just a scenario. Would there still be as many fans in the process, do you think? I'm just asking you. Because obviously we're in the same sort of scenario, just the difference is, say, we're like a point of fourth, or like we're fourth with 3 games left, and we're like 6 points off third or something. I don't know. I'm just the scenario. Because we're kind of the same similar scenario now. The only difference is
I don't think so. See, this is a problem in it. The problem that we have with these protests, in it, yeah, is firstly is getting people to support it, because fans nowadays are just fickle. And when I say that, I mean it with the most respect. We can
leave on. Sorry.
Yeah. We could lose against Arsenal, get slapped against Arsenal, and then win against Newcastle, and people forget what happened against Arsenal. That's how. That's personally how today's modern fans are. They forget things, right? They forget that we're 16 years without a trophy. They forget that Tottenham has turned into this big monopoly, but we still have to sell to actually buy. Look, I'm not saying become Man City and spend the money, but things like that, like if you look at the stadium and you look at like all the things that's going on in the Tottenham stadium, you would have thought that we have money. The quotes of like things like to sell, to buy, and all of that would never have been a thing.
Mate, back in the day, they wouldn't care.
6 years. Look, we've been at that new stadium for what, nearly 6 years now, 7 years going on, right? Maybe it's even more. Don't quote my timing. It's around 6 or 7 years. I believe it's around that. Maybe I'm wrong. Really and truly, the reason we moved out of the old White Hart Lane was for us to be able to provide for better quality service, right?
Better players.
When I call it quality service, I mean like better quality service. We were meant to be able to buy better players, do better things, win trophies, and we failed on every single hurdle, And there's only one person to blame.
We all know who it is.
In fact, there's not just one person to blame. There's a whole organization to blame. And it's the Enoch Foundation for me personally. They need to go. They've shown their true colors of cards, because they haven't really done anything magnificent with Tottenham, right? And then obviously Levy, the headsman, the guy that is a control freak. And for me personally, he's shown his cards as well, because look, we could be further. Look at all our rival fans, for example. Even Aston Villa. If you used to like put Aston Villa in the pictures, or like even Newcastle's, and all of our rival teams seem to have the fundamental of know how to win trophies and know how to buy players and not fiddle around with 5 million, 6 million, because in the long run, it's meant to be an investment for the squad. And currently, our ownership care
They
about
don't
their
care.
pocket more than
They don't care.
care about their pocket more than the business, right?
They don't give a shit.
Now, we can't forget what this ownership has done. You know, and look, I wasn't supporting Spurs because I wasn't even like personally I wasn't even I was born, but I wasn't at an age where I understood when when this organization took over from Alan Sugar. They it was meant to be the change. It was meant to be our savior. We've just regressed, man. It's gone from one bad ownership to another,
I
man.
was old enough, but
How old is you?
I don't remember. What's the word? It like what I'm trying to say is
You don't
I,
remember when it,
I
it
wasn't
actually
aware
happening?
of
Yeah.
how it happened. Like I've heard about it. Like if you speak to Stel, he'll tell you a lot more information
Mm,
how it happened and how they got rid of him. But I was still alive when it happened because I was born in '92, and I think they sold the
yeah.
club in 2001.
One.
So
Yeah.
I
I,
wasn't like aware of.
I was 2 years old.
Yeah, bro, you're even less aware than me.
This is what I'm. This is what I'm saying. Like all of them treacherous years in it. I'm glad I missed in it because
But mate, when
that's
I
the,
grew up, Spurs was shit. Just be real. When I grew up,
oh,
Spurs.
100%, bro.
Yeah,
110%.
yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness. I'm meant to be on the Mark and Mark show.
What
Thank
now?
you. He hasn't messaged me, to be fair.
Oh, you know what it is? He told me you were gonna go on, but I
Oh no,
thought
no, it's Friday. No, no, it's Saturday. Saturday.
it's Saturday.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
wait, yeah, Saturday. I'm on the Mark and Mark show for it's Saturday. Sorry,
I did it. I
yeah.
did it as well, so I know what you're talking about.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
did.
your best 11, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, what I was saying, yeah. Sorry. I just had a mind fart in it. Yeah, no. You know what? Look, we were shit back then, and look, I'm so glad that I didn't live through them times. But we're still shit now, innit?
No,
Like,
I still think my dad says this is the worst season because he was a Spurs fan when we went down. TJ, like he was
okay,
there when we went down. Since we went down, he goes, "This is the worst season," and he's ever supported Spurs, and he was supporting Spurs since 1970, I think,
okay.
or maybe just before. Like he missed the double side, like he didn't see the double team, but
Mm,
um, and so that's why he says Ange is like the worst manager he's ever seen, really. Because at least when Spurs went down that time, Birkinshaw, I think, was the manager. I think it was Birkinshaw. And when they came back up, they were really good, basically.
mm,
When they actually getting relegated helped them because it meant them get like a complete rebuild. Like we want to
yeah,
rebuild, yeah. They had a complete
yeah.
rebuild because the players that they didn't want to be part of the team they left, and they bought players that wanted to be part of the team. But back then, it was easier to go back down and come back up and still be like a good team. Like, do you know the whole story about Brian Clough and Derby? Do you know about that? Have you heard about that
Go
before?
for it. Go for it. It might ring a bell.
I wasn't old enough. This is like the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Mm,
So Brian Clough went down with Derby, I think, or was a championship team with Derby. They bought
mm,
4 players. They got promoted. And then I think the first season, I think they were like, was it mid-table or something? But there's some movie you need to watch because it talks about this. And then the next season they won the title. So like this was by design though. It wasn't like with Leicester where like it was by accident they kind of won the title, you know. But Derby and they dominated for 2-3 years, I think.
interesting.
Yeah, they won I think back to back or something. I don't know. I have to read up more on it. But there's this film called The Damn United. It's really interesting. It's based on a real story. It was about Brian Clough, but they make it more Hollywood basically. But it's still based on like true events. Like they do most of the
Mm,
true events. They just glamorize it a bit more, I guess. But like back then, you could do that. You could go down and come back up and still have like a team. Because nowadays there's more money in the game. If you get relegated, you lose tons of money, and that's why your players will go. To come back up sometimes is a massive ask.
Oh,
Before
100%.
it was easier because there was actually less money in the game. If that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Look,
like
let's be real with it. Yeah,
worst time since Spurs since
yeah. Let's be real with it. Like I said, look, if you haven't had enough of this ownership, man, I don't know what you're smoking. Come to the protest, man.
Yeah.
Like for real, look, I'll be there, bro. In fact, I'll be there. What time is we're starting this? What time's the protest start?
You know, same place as last time.
Yeah,
1
yeah.
o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Cool. You know what I'll do? I'll bring my banner in it. I'm gonna go to work and collect my banner. It's at work in it.
Because I saw you making banners in the group. Were you sending us like messages, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got like so basically, I've got like a whole system where I can like make bare banners. Like I'm talking about solid 50. I could ship 50. If you guys need banners, even posters, anything, you don't even it doesn't even have to be protest related. Even if it's like artwork in it. If you've got the artwork and you can send it to me, I can do something with it, and I can make it look like a professional frame for you if you really want it. Just like shout me for it. But yeah, I'll pick up because I was making a banner. I was making a banner of 24 years of nonsense. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't it look quite good? To be honest with you.
You're put it this way, mate. You're way better than me because I'm my artist stuff is crap. Like I can't do art.
Fair enough.
Mate, at school, I was just the only thing I could draw. Yeah, was like anime.
Fair enough. No, I'm into my photography. To be honest with you.
No teacher. I used to be a primary school teacher. Yeah, so I'd teach art.
Yeah.
And mate, you know when they were drawing like pictures and that, like on a Friday, because on a Friday afternoon, normally kids in primary school, it's like they're given the afternoon off. It's like meant to be
golden time.
Yeah,
golden time. Yeah, I missed them times when I'll be playing football.
It was chilled, man. But they used to do drawings and stuff and watch like a movie.
Yeah.
And I was drawing something. I was drawing something by myself because obviously I was just drawing with them, I guess. And I drew like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, and then the kids were like, "Oh my god, the only thing you can draw is anime." Because they draw like stuff like Stickmen. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Stuff like
that.
Yeah. But like, I was as bad as them, man. I couldn't draw. I can't draw.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Is there any other topics, my bro?
I don't think there's any point in really talking about like the game against Palace.
Who we against? Palace. I don't care, man.
Like
I generally don't care. Like I don't care, man. To be honest with you, I don't care. I generally don't care. Like it doesn't matter to me. We're in the final. That's all we have to think about, man. Let's be honest with you, man. Like at this point in it, the season's ended. We don't really have anything to play for. All I would say is, Ange, if the Sonnies of his world is fit and whoever you want to ease into their fitness, give them a run out. You know, try not to.
Me, mate. I want to see Olusesi, Ajayi, Mikey Moore.
Bro, 100%. I want to see all of them. Bro, just copy that under 23 team and slap it in the first team, bro.
We're not going to get relegated. We're not going to do anything in the league. I just play the youngsters, and then
play the youngsters.
Some players who might be on like the fringes of the lineup for the final. Like obviously Spence should be playing all the games. I think.
Spence, let's actually talk about that though.
He stay fit, man. Like just in case.
No, but let's talk about that, man. It's so disheartening that Spence hasn't actually had a run out in Europe.
Because he got named in the squad, remember? Because he wasn't named before.
You know what I'm talking about? Like Spence, for me, you know, if I was listening to this pod, did it? Spence, I would start to consider my future.
I agree with you, to be honest.
You know, you're such a talented football player. He is such a talented football player. It's just we're not.
Mistreated.
Yeah, 100%. We're not using him right. We're never. You know, it's sad as well because you can
This is.
see
I know Porro's been playing well in the past few games, and Adogi for me was man of the match last night. I know you didn't watch it.
100%. Yeah,
Like,
no, 100%.
Like, but if we look back a month ago, Spence was the first choice fullback, and he probably was our best fullback. But obviously, because he's not been playing in these bigger games, and he's done his work, I think he still played well in the other games he's been playing in the Premier League. Like, he's probably one of our best players still. But because I think for me, this is more personal. Like I said before, I think Ange just didn't want to swallow his pride and play him. But then, what was the point in naming him in the Europa League squad? Then I don't know.
It's true.
Because remember, he didn't name him before. But I don't know. Hopefully, the next manager that comes in can get the most out of like all the fullbacks we got. And then whoever's on form actually plays rather than Ange who picks his favourites. Like even Romero, I think is one of his favourites because my dad, for example, you're probably not popular, but he actually prefers Danso to Romero because Danso is more like calm, I guess. But like he'd rather see Danso play with Van der Ven rather than Romero. But as soon as Romero came back, Danso was dropped. As soon as Porro and Dogi came back, Spence was dropped. Like he clearly has his favourites, but every manager has his favourites. I think personally, but
it's just about balancing. It's about balancing your favourites. That when I play FIFA, but I just have to rotate. I know I can play my favourites all the time, but I rotate because you know what ends up happening. They start getting emotional. They start talking to me on that thing, and especially if you say the wrong thing, man, they start asking for transfers, and then next minute. A simple situation where you could just resolve it just there and then becomes some long thing.
What is it? Football Manager you're talking about?
FIFA career mode.
It's you, innit?
Yeah, they speak to me. They start speaking to me, and they just, like they start saying like, "I wish I should be playing over this person." Shut up, bro. I choose my lineup. Did you get where I'm coming from? But see, this is what you do. You rotate. You make sure you rotate because if you don't, like, I'm not sitting here and saying like, oh, don't rotate. But like, once you rotate, you can actually see that they start to become happy. Like it's like a different system. Like it's very happy, and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? All you have to do is keep them happy.
It's hard to keep them happy though.
Yeah. What you go to get? Oh, yeah, you've gotten to the protest, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm asking you, man.
Yeah. I will be. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't even know there was a protest.
It's not because if we lost last night, I think all the streams today would be out of the protest. But because we won,
there hasn't. Wait, what? There was always meant to be a protest today, yeah?
Yeah, but like I said, because of the Bodo game and because it was a big semi-final, a lot of the big channels they weren't really speaking about it. Like, they weren't really speaking about it, TJ. Like I was watching, apart from Brian's show, Tottenham on Tour, that he spoke about it, but even it was just that brief. Like we haven't spoken about it that much anyway. Like, but there is one. I'm agreeing with you. I don't know how many people are going to turn up though this time. We'll see who the real ones are, I guess.
Well, look, man will come in it. Like, man, I'll come in it. I'll flag my gang signs in it. You know how it is, isn't it? But it's like, look, remember we were like, our fan base ends up forgetting everything, innit? A small win. Well, okay, it's not a small win. Let me make that clear, innit? Against getting yourself into the final is not a small win. But my point is this, innit? It's like we end up forgetting things just like that. All of our fans have like the brains of a fish, innit? Like they end up forgetting. They forget everything that's happened. Now the question I have for you, innit, though, what's the plans for this protest? Like, what's happening? Like, because can I be so honest with you, innit?
Yeah. You have no
This is
idea.
the first time me hearing about a protest. I'll be so honest with you. I didn't even know there was a protest, bro.
That's what I'm trying to
Until
say.
you and Eugene.
Everyone like forgot about it because they pushed it a week or two ago. And to be honest with you, I only saw it because I follow them on Instagram, innit? Because they have an Instagram page. And I was like, oh, it's a protest.
Came to Tottenham, yeah?
Yeah, they have an Instagram page. So I was like, you know what? There's a protest. So I checked what date it was and the time. But again, like, because we're all focused on the Bodo game. I mean, even people like us, well, you didn't even know yet because we're focused on the Europa League and we're in a semi-final. Like I said, if we weren't in the semi-final, yeah, I still think we would have done the same day. Like, I don't think it made a difference. But because of the semi-final and because we're in the final now, everyone's kind of forgotten about it because everyone's going to talk about the final, especially after the last.
Quick question. Yeah. What's made them pick this day as a protest?
Because you know the last home game. No, not the last home game. Last home game's against Brighton. I don't know why they picked this date. I think because it's an earlier kickoff. Maybe, I don't know. We're not even on TV though.
Are we not?
We're not on TV. No, we're 2:15, but they're showing I think another game. If I'm not wrong.
Man, I'll find that, man. Illegal stream, man. You know them ones, isn't it?
But like what I'm saying is, like, I don't know why they picked this day. You're gonna have to ask them. Like, I genuinely don't know.
Because fair enough, innit? Like,
I wish I knew.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, nobody's mentioned that there was a protest until now, innit? Like, look, honest to God, like, I've been watching so much content creators regarding Tottenham and all this, innit? And nobody has actually mentioned anything about protests, and only our channel, unless.
No, like I said, Brian did on his channel, Tottenham on Tour.
Brian
Brian
Daigle, yeah.
Yeah, he did mention it. Like, I'm not joking. He did mention it.
Is he coming?
No, he's in Canada.
Oh, fair enough.
He came to the last one. Don't you remember? Oh no, you
didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't.
I think I'm one away from 400. So if someone's watching this and not subscribed, please subscribe so I can hit the 400.
Yo, sub. Yeah. Make sure you sub, man. Yeah. So, where's Elijah, man? Did Elijah say he wasn't able to come on today?
He didn't say anything, man. I'll put in the group chat, but he didn't say anything.
True. You know what? Streaming has just become hair long, innit? You know what I'm talking about.
Also, you know what it is? If we were still in contention for something in the league, if we was, do you know what I mean? Rather than just the Europa League, or we're still even in another cup, maybe we'll be talking about other things. But because we won competition,
it's actually hella boring, isn't it? it's a bit true, though.
Like, it'd be like an hour a bit. Early in the season, remember, I had like a 2-3 hour show.
Yeah.
What?
We haven't actually spoke about Arsenal, man.
Yeah, they're out. Thank God.
Thank God, did it?
Did you watch it?
Oh, 100%.
Bro, the first 5 minutes, I thought they were going to score, and Rice had that header. I was like, shit.
Bro, listen, I'm so glad that they got knocked out. I'm honest. You know what it was, isn't it? Yeah, for me, innit? Yeah. If they beat Paris Saint-Germain, I think they would have won the whole thing. You know.
You think?
Yeah, man. I generally believe that because, like, PSG's no knockoff team, innit? This season they have such a good squad. In fact, Caris, what's that guy's name? Caris, whatever is.
Kvaratskhelia, yeah. I wanted him at Tottenham ages ago.
Bro, I know you were saying, innit? That's why I mentioned him, innit?
Yeah.
He's such a baller, bruv.
I also don't know if that's true.
But he's very expensive though, innit? But you know what? Look,
he only went for like 60-70 million.
Yeah, but Tottenham won't be spending that though. No. You're talking about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Oh, we dropped that much on Dembele. And Ndombele, sorry. Ndombele.
That was a one-time thing. Let's be honest with you. And Levy would never spend that cash on to go again.
Solanke was 65 million.
65 million and 60 million, respectfully, for a striker. Yeah, is a cheap striker.
No, I agree with you, but
today's days.
Same amount. The only problem with Kvaratskhelia is his wages probably will be way too high.
What do you think he's on?
I don't know, but I think he would have demanded a lot, to be honest. Let me just check where I can find it. There we go. Kvaratskhelia wages. PSG, maybe it'll come out. 16 million euros a year. Oh, he's on 300,000 euros.
300,000
euros, yeah.
Damn, that's like 250.
Yeah, it's 250.
Damn. Is he worth 300 euros? Yeah, in fact, he is. When you're dropping performances the way he dropped performances, 300,000 is
A lot of
penniless.
people didn't rate him, but I have someone I do podcasts with, right? He's like didn't rate Kvaratskhelia, as in he didn't think he fit. No, I didn't rate him, but he didn't think he fit the English game. But after watching PSG, like how his work rate was so good, I think he could fit in the English game.
Yeah, no, look, let me be honest with you. He is a good talent. And how old is he? Is he 23?
I think he's like 23, 24. But for me, he's a better version of
Kulusevski. Yeah, no. He is a better version. He's faster. He moves. He's agile.
24.
He's 24.
Yeah.
And see that. Look, let's be honest with you. We haven't seen the best of him yet. 24, 20. He's still got 4 or 5 years of prime time. You get where I'm coming from to get better. He's a baller, and he would look really good at Tottenham. To be honest with you,
me and Stel, or especially Stel, were pushing it a lot. Like we really wanted him because he was available.
Yeah.
They were going to sell him. Napoli were going to sell him, but then again, would Conte have sold to us? I don't know.
That's true.
Conte had, they're going to win Serie A now. I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Look, no. He's a decent player. So look, personally, I don't know too much about him in it. Like, I only watched him in the obviously games that I watched him in, right? So that was the Champions League semi-final and all of that, right? Cool. And he is a decent. I
watched him a bit. I watched him quite a lot for Georgia, though, like his country, because Georgia also played Greece in the qualifiers.
Okay.
For the Euros, like a year ago. Yeah, a year ago, or just over a year ago. Yeah, because he played against Greece, and it took 3-4 defenders for us to hold him, but he was literally ripping for us. And Greece, stereotypically, we have good defenders. We have good defensive players. That's our strength, really. But he was ripping us apart, man. It was just ripping us apart.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, before he went to Napoli as well. For 25 million. We didn't do it, though. But yeah, I'm just grateful that they're not.
Look, our profiling of players there's a problem as well. We struggle to profile players because it's proven. Like, you see, if we could have got him cheaper, why haven't they pulled the trigger? We should have good scouts out there to obviously see these players, and clearly our profiling of players hasn't been really good. Because look at our wingers, for example. Brennan Johnson. Who would have profiled Brennan Johnson?
Just the Brennan Johnson thing, from what I've heard, quite reliable source actually. He called me like a year or two before we signed him.
What, the scout called you? You need to slap him.
This is a journalist.
You need to slap the journalist that profiled him then. Because
no. He was telling me not that he sent the club to get him. I'm saying basically he called me up before. This was under Conte, innit? Even under Conte, he told me this, saying Spurs really like Johnson, but this was like a year or two before we signed him, and so they're watching him for like 2-3 years, whatever, because he must have fit some profile of the club. He was low wages, I guess. And I think when we signed him, he had a year or two left in his contract. He was, he ticked a lot of boxes for them, I guess.
Yeah, he might have ticked a lot of boxes, but look, let's be honest here.
The thing is, they wanted to sign him even before Ange turned up. That's what I was trying to tell, basically.
Yeah, my point that I'm going to make in it, he might have ticked a lot of boxes, and he might have fit the quota of low budget, low wage in it. But let's pretend we didn't sign Johnson. If you were scouting Nottingham Forest, there's only two players that you would have thought of, and that would be Gibbs White and what do you call that centre back called?
Murillo,
that centre back, Murillo.
Yeah.
Just generally scouting them two players, you wouldn't have said Johnson.
But that's our scouts for you. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, Ange, everyone sees an Ange signing, and maybe it was. Maybe Ange said he wanted him as well. I don't know. It might be with everyone agreed to it. I don't know. But the club wants him for two. They're watching him and scouting him for 2 years, I think, or something like that before.
Yeah, so, the profile of player it's been really poor at Tottenham.
We use the phrase club signings a lot because a lot of the time, like Richarlison, for example, was a club signing because they watched him even under Pochettino, for 3-4 years, didn't they? And then
I think
then he came cheap. Levy went and bought him behind Conte's back anyway. He did it behind. He was going to sign regardless of what Conte thought. And there goes 70 million of your budget.
Yeah.
This is the problem because Levy gets involved. I know he got spent, and obviously when we signed him initially, we were like, "Why are we getting him?" And these guys, it's one of the signings where it's come good, but the amount of signings that Levy does that just doesn't come good is outweighs the number that do. Really, I think. But what I'm saying is, really, he shouldn't get involved.
That's true. That's true.
Me and you, do you remember you asked me this last time? We agreed that if Levy just stepped away from the football, say he just gave the Paratici, because Paratici's coming back, and the manager and the scouts, I don't know who else is part of the committee.
We won't be able to blame Levy. Yeah, we won't.
Giving them all say they give them it gives them 100 million plus player sales. Just for example, and he says to them, you can spend the money how you want as long as you don't break that 100 million plus player sales budget. I'd be more on board. As long as he didn't get involved in signing the players. But too often we hear, "Oh, Levy went and did that deal," without, because he can do that. He's the chairman, he can go and sign players. He doesn't need the scouts to do it. He can go do it himself. But it's almost like he does too much. I know it sounds weird. Less is more. If he didn't, I
agree.
Involved,
look,
if he didn't get involved,
I totally agree. Levy has to step away from the footballing measures because clearly he look. Let's be honest with you. He's proven that he don't really care about football.
So why is he getting involved? Because, I don't understand.
Yeah. But it's profiling of players, isn't it? Yeah. For me, if they've been scouting Johnson for this long,
who's scouting him? I know who's scouting him.
Who is scouting him? They need to get fired.
But I think they scouted Johnson, and this is just my opinion. Yeah, based on nothing. I'm not gonna, I agree with this, by the way. I think they kind of compared him to Dele Alli, his start. I think they thought it would be another Dele Alli. The way he plays and everything. That's why I think they profiled him.
You think so?
Yeah.
Apart from scoring tap-ins,
Forest, he was playing as a second striker for Forest, and he was all right, I guess. Nothing special. But I think they thought, we can pick him up, and then we can turn him into the new Dele Alli or something. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, to be honest. I'm just reaching.
Yeah. But see, look, see, this is the thing in it, yeah? The thing is, apart from scoring tap-ins, and
what does
he do? 90 minutes, he don't do nothing. And you know what? Look, let's be honest with you. Against Bodo Glimt's second leg, in it, yeah? I was watching, I didn't watch the whole thing, man. It was boring, bro. Let me be honest with you. But I ended up watching fan reviews, fan cams, innit? And it's the same old thing. What does Johnson actually offer?
My dad really doesn't like him at all. He's a rubbish winger. And like last night, he got a bit lucky, didn't get another yellow card. You know, he got sent off. I don't know if you saw his tackle, but
He doesn't take on
Johnson
the
was an
man.
inside forward, not a winger, but now he's playing out of position in the 17 goals. But I just think it's because the system kind of suits him, even though he's playing out of position, because we play the ball across the box and he just taps it in. Like, I think you could do that as well. And I could probably.
100%, man.
Yeah. But I just think even Angie even kind of admitted this because he said they asked him about Johnson once, and he said if I was playing on the right wing at Tottenham or something, he'd say I'd be scoring lots of goals because he knows the tactic he uses, right? So yeah.
Also another thing in it. One thing that I have to give Johnson in it, and I will also give this. His position is really good. He's better than most of the players on the pitch. In it, he's always in the right area to get the tackling. You know, and that's my biggest gripe with like players like Solanke in it. When you need your centre forward to be in a striking position, but he's not there. Did you get where I'm coming from? Like,
you get it. Yeah, you get it. Like me, because Solanke's not there. Johnson's just taking the position up, isn't he? Really?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But let's take that as way, innit? What does he actually bring? Because he doesn't take on the man. He struggles to cross a ball.
Yeah.
He's pretty useless, man, on a serious note. But then again, he scored most of our goals.
I think he's pretty useless. He is useless, honestly.
But then the argument is, see, look, I'm not playing devil's advocate here. Even though he's useless, he scored 17, 18 goals this season.
Yeah, that's what people were saying.
On paper, you would say that's a successful season.
I think the best position to play him is if we played a 3-5-2 or something, or 3-4-1-1 or something, and play him in that either the two behind the striker or as a second striker in a 3-5-2, you play like a 10, then you play Johnson just as like a free roll off of whoever it is, like Solanke or something. Say Maddison in the 10 or Kulusevski in the 10. Play something like that because he wouldn't be playing on the wing. He was just playing that little position he's been playing all season. That little pocket in the box where he just hovers around that area and just taps the ball in. And if you give him a free roll, because he's like, I hate to say this, when I look back at Dele Alli, like he was amazing those 2 years, but he was amazing because he was kind of playing in the free role because Eriksen played on the left. Remember, you push him to the left.
Yeah.
And someone playing on the right sometimes because it allowed Dele to play where he wanted in those pockets.
Yeah.
He wasn't really playing as a midfielder. He was kind of playing as a second striker. Or, like, you know what Frank Lampard used to play like? Something like that. That's why he did so well. Like, he was kind of a luxury player. I hate to say it that way, but he kind of was a luxury player. Like, if he didn't play that way, I don't think he would have fit the system at all.
It's a bit true that you say that because, like, even
I'm not saying it was bad.
No, 100%. No, it's true though because we can equally say without like all the players around him, Dele Alli wasn't that good. We could say that. Yeah, we could say that. Yo, you still there?
Yeah.
What are you reading?
Comments.
What's the comment saying?
Jesus said that you must be born again. Put your trust in him. Read John 3. Without him, we have no hope. He will seal you for the day of redemption. Football is okay, but do not waste your life on it. Okay, Odegaard versus Johnson.
Odegaard versus Johnson.
Yeah.
See now, look. See now, look. I'm not gonna just write off Odegaard, innit? He has all of the talent in the world. He just doesn't have the end product, man.
It's the opposite to Johnson, basically. That's basically what he is.
And you know what he reminds me of, and I don't want to say this in it because I don't want to put it into fiction.
Don't say it. I think I know who you're going to say it, but say it.
Yeah, man. I don't want it to happen, but I'm seeing it more and more every single week I do see him. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, he is kind of like a Werner type of player, right? He is.
I was thinking more on Kudu, but anyway.
Including even if
and giant,
yeah, but
ones,
them type of players. Yeah, he kind of is though. Like, but
some people say, you know who really, really reminds me of? You don't remember him. You don't know this player.
Go for it.
Routledge. So we signed this player.
Routledge. I have no clue who that is.
Anyway,
When did he play?
like,
What
we signed
year?
Lennon and Routledge at the same, like within like a few months.
Leonard and Routledge.
Yeah, separately. Yeah, and we know Lennon turned out to be the better player, right? Remember?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Routledge was signed before him, and Routledge was a £10 million player, I think, and that was quite a lot of money at the time. Like 20 million was like the big money, but 10 million was quite big. And he came in, he was meant to be like a really good winger, but the guy did nothing. The guy, like he was fast, but he didn't really do anything. Like he had no end product. And Lennon ended up being a better winger.
See, we miss a Leonard, we miss a Townsend, we miss them type of players that can like beat a man and just like burst through, you know? Where did them type of players go? You don't find them players anymore, you know?
I think they're dead now, man. I just don't think you'll find players like that because all the wingers invert, man. When I was at the Stamford Bridge watching the Chelsea Spurs game, I was watching their wingers, like Sancho even, and I know Sancho's done well, but even him, every time, cutting in, or like Neto, one player that we really wanted, and really wanted in the summer. I watched him play on the right that night. And he was just cutting back every time. He'd get the ball, run at our defenders, and he'll check back. And I'm like, what am I watching? Like, what happened to wingers? What happened to wingers, man? But it's because
that's what I'm saying, bro.
The clubs play inverted forwards now. They don't play actual wingers anymore.
No, see, this is what I'm saying, isn't it? Like, what happened to the wingers? Like, even like, you see, like, it's different time period, but you got the Leonards of this world, right? The fast, the rapid.
But I see what you're saying.
He was decent at what he done, bro. He would beat a man. He would roast a man. In fact, Leonard was so fast that he made the fast players look slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we pan it a couple of seasons going forward. You have the players like the Lucas Moura's of the world. Them type of players, where have they gone? Them guys that will just like take a player on. Even
Lucas Moura wasn't really personally, just my opinion, I don't think he really was a proper winger. He was more of like a forward, but anyway.
But he was fast though. Yeah. What I'm trying to say, they will take their player on, they will run at the defense.
He was
now we're watching.
Lennon. Lucas was like Lennon though. I agree with you in that respect. He was
they would run at the defense. We don't see it anymore. You got the Johnsons of this world that don't run at the defense. You got the Sons of this world, even if he's a winger or not, he don't run at the defense.
Bro, I hate to say this player, but I miss players like bloody Hazard.
Exactly, run at the defense.
Mate, Hazard used to rip teams to shreds, I remember.
My point is this, you miss them players that run at the defense. Yeah. They don't run at the defense anymore.
They run at the defender, but they can't take him on. That's what I've noticed. They might run at him. Even Sancho, and I know you bigged up Sancho before yet. When I watched him in that game against us, I know he scored that goal in the home game, but I watched him and I'm like, and bear in mind, I'm sitting in Chelsea end of that game. I told you, innit? So, because you met my mate who came on, remember, afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
Because it was next to him. Anyway, and all the Chelsea fans were like moaning about Sancho. He's like, why is he not crossing it? Why is he not crossing it? Because he kept like doing skills, but he wasn't putting the ball in. Like he did the step overs, whatever, flashy stuff, but he wasn't putting the ball in. And they're all frustrated, man. They're all frustrated at Sancho.
Yeah.
Keep him, should we not keep him? And that sort of thing. That's all the discussion I heard. At least where I was sitting in the East when I went.
No, look, you're I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying like you're definitely right. But this is ultimately that's what we missed in it, because when you're actually looking at it, none of the players actually run at the defense and try and beat the player. They wanna do this inside, pass it back, and it's just
because it's all emphasis on intricate football. There's no like
football is boring. You know that when you're on the edge of your seat and you're just waiting for something to happen. You miss them players. There's not.
Thanks everyone. I made 400. Thank you everyone who's watching.
Big up.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.
400.
Yeah. I probably most likely be live streaming some of the protests, I think, as well. But
no, you will see, man. You will see. You know if Elijah's coming?
Mate, he hasn't said anything in the group for ages. I have no idea.
this guy's been gone in it for long, innit?
Bro, he hit 1K and disappeared.
He
You know,
disappeared, did it?
you asked him for your like, what was it?
The
Percentage.
payday, innit? Yeah, the percentage. He's been a ghost.
Nah, he's probably
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah,
Even
nah,
Elijah,
you know,
personally, I love Elijah, man. I think he's really chilled. That's why he doesn't get involved in this bullshit with YouTube. Like, he just does his own thing and just gets on with it.
yeah.
Like, he's even like he was on that stream with Hippie and Saba, yeah, we spoke about last week. You see Elijah in the stream, he's just sitting there chilling, like
Yeah.
yeah. So big up to Elijah, by the way. If you haven't subscribed too much of you,
Big up for too much of E, man. Yeah, nah, you know what? See, look, going forward, okay, cool. I've got a question for you as well. Like,
yeah.
if we do win against Europe, like we win against United, what do you think is going to be next to Tottenham?
I think, and if Paratici arrives, which he is going to, I think, from what I've read, Ange will go. I think Ange will go. Personally, I think Ange will go. And then Paratici will bring in a manager. Everyone's saying Xavi. There's a number of managers, man, that I've been linked with. But I think Paratici might go for a big name. Whether we get him or not, I don't know. And then I think hopefully the club will try and use Champions League football to do something better. But we'll see, I guess. Like, I don't know. I think the future will be they'll try and maybe they'll sign a big player in the summer. I don't know. But Romero is going to go, I think, regardless. So
I think he's already gone.
By the way, one question before we end it as well. Yeah, Basuma was really good yesterday. Like,
oh yeah. He's been good. He's been good for both games as well. Let's make that
Custody is asking, do you guys think all the injuries the past 2 years was just horrible luck, or is it Ange or the medical team? Or I think it's all of it, to be honest. Yeah.
I think it's who we are, mate. We've always had injuries. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like we could be going through some good run, and then an injury happened. Look at first season of Ange, yeah. It's like we were going for such a good run. We got to December,
and it collapsed, didn't it? Yeah.
And one person had an injury, the next person had an injury, the next. It's who we are, mate, man. It's in our DNA.
I agree. I think it's all three things. Obviously, part of it is luck because sometimes, like both, I got injured in training, for example. Medical team are to blame because we've always had bad injuries for the years, man. Like, I can't not say they're a factor.
But what more can
Ange is to blame because he overplayed a lot of players like Kulusevski, for example. Like,
no, but the argument I'm going to have here: what more can the medical team do?
So the only reason I say the medical team might be a problem is because Romero and I can't remember what other player mentioned that they had to go to their national team to get the right diagnosis or something. Like the Spurs medical team, there's a problem there. Like there is an issue. Like I just don't know what it is. There is an issue there. Like, and luck, obviously, like Bergwall is an unlucky injury because he was in training. Like what can you do? He pulled up in the warm up apparently. And then
I'm trying to understand. I'm still trying to understand. Like, what more can the medical team do? Like, you see, I see it like you got a doctor. The doctor reads a scan. He says you've broken your leg. Yeah. It takes 9, 12, however long to fix that broken leg. What more can that medical team man do?
Do you not remember? The reason I say this might be a problem, right? Do you remember Bentancur got his injury sometime last year? Do you remember? And initially, they actually misdiagnosed him. I remember reading this. And then...
How can that even be a possible thing?
Because it's the actual... Like I was saying, I think that's the actual medical staff themselves. Look, how many players have gone elsewhere to get the injury sorted? Like, there must be an issue. I'm not saying it's just the medical... That's why I think it's all free. I think it's all free.
So
like,
this is my point, though, as well. Like, Daniel... I don't think Daniel Levy just employs people that don't have like a bachelor degree in science and sports and all of that, right?
They were advertising some job on LinkedIn. I can't remember what job it was. So I don't know. Looking for people on LinkedIn. Like, I don't know how serious they're taking it. you not hear
I
about
don't
it? They were
know.
looking. They're advertising. They're trying to find someone for this job on LinkedIn.
What type of job? It could be sales. It could be loads of things, isn't it?
I know, but from what I heard, they were advertising on LinkedIn. So I don't know, man. I think this club is just disorganized and just rather than
It's be
dealing with
like, did it?
problems, we just kind of just trying to ignore them.
Mm.
And that's the problem. Like, we've had this problem with medical for years and no one's ever done anything about it. Like, it's part of the club culture, unfortunately, which is why we want Levy to go, because he's the one who starts this, really. Like, you like me, you believe in energy, innit? Like, if the chairman don't care, then Angela,
Why would anything care?
Angela, like,
Yeah.
they don't care. The players playing like they don't care half the time.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
When you
you're
start
right.
signing two T1000 Terminator robots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Terminator 2. Brilliant. But anyway, anything else you want to say? Or I think we're done.
Nah, man, I'm geeky,
Yeah.
man. I'm literally
Anyone
just.
go subscribe into Spurs? Is your AI thing still going?
Yeah, I haven't released anything yet, man. But I've got like behind the woodworks in it. I've got like a few things that I can release in it. In fact, I've got like nearly like 7, 8 videos behind the woodworks,
Oh, is
because
it?
basically this AA thing in it, like the whole purpose of this AA thing is to bring news about Spurs. And I write the script, so I have to write the script. I write exactly what I want in. So let's just say, I'll give you a good example. Let's just say I was talking about the Europa League final. I write the facts, I write everything that I need to know. I put in this AI model, and it basically just reads off that script. So I have to do all the research. So I've already like got like 4, 5, 6 scripts done. You get where I'm coming from? It's just releasing them, man. You know what it is, isn't it? I just can't be asked more time, man. I'll be so honest with you. This YouTubing thing is a long thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm losing passion for it, man, because you know what it is? We've just been so shit, man.
The problem is, like, if next season we get a good manager, I think these streams will be a lot more interesting. But the problem is,
Oh, 100%, my bro. Listen, if we get a good manager,
because when I started doing this, it was on the Conte, so I was more excited to talk about Tottenham, really, to be honest.
oh, what, you didn't start on the Poch?
Nah.
Shit, you missed major good times of your life.
I know, but I didn't really, I didn't even know about the YouTube space till I met Stel at the protest in 2021.
Okay.
And that was before we had Nuno. So I wasn't even on, I knew about it, like, because of Jose, as in, like, I saw maybe Irish Hotspur maybe once or twice, but I wasn't really sitting and watching streams really that often, to be honest. Like, I didn't know them people that well. Like, I didn't know who they were that well. But,
Yeah.
when I went to the protest, Stel gave me a lift home. And basically, he was like, we've got a YouTube channel called Tottenham Away. He subscribed to it. So I subscribed to it. And I just started watching from there, really. And then that's when I found the other people.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't spoke to Spell in a long while.
Before Henry Wright was like big,
Yeah.
I used to watch his channel, actually. Now I'm not even subscribed, I don't think. Like,
You're
once
not
it
even
became
subscribed?
good, it kind of changed, man. Once it became good, he kind of just became like different, man.
Well, you don't speak to him?
No. I met him at the protest in 2021, actually. But that was when he had a small YouTube channel, not when he was big. And he was quite nice to me that day. Like, he was with Cenk, he used to do YouTube with,
Yeah.
Turkish guy.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Cenk? Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't do YouTube anymore.
He doesn't. But I used to speak to him a lot because him and
Henry,
well, not Henry as much, but him a lot more. They went to the protest. Like, there's even a picture on Sky Sports if you Google it, and I'm standing next to Henry Wright and Cenk.
Yeah.
But, that was the really bad protest, when there were people drinking outside the stadium and
Yeah,
there's a guy playing a guitar. Yeah. So Still was at that one, and he goes to me, because we went to a pub late afterwards with Holly Agumbar, Holly.
Yeah. Holly. Yeah.
Mr. K. like I can't remember who else. Maybe JP was there. I didn't forgot or something. We all went
Mm.
to the pub and we were like, oh, let's have a drink or whatever. And then he was going the same direction because he lives, I think, basically parked in Enfield Town, and it was near me or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Enfield
yeah.
Town's like 10 minutes from me, man. And Estelle was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it's fine. Just I'll give you a lift home. It's fine. Like, don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he gave me a lift home, and then he goes, oh, this is Tottenham away. And then from there, really, that's when I discovered it, I guess.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I started a year later, I think, or just over a year later. Yeah. Because I wanted to like observe in that, you know, because I don't know what it's like.
You wanted to understand what the field was like. You get where I'm coming from before you jump into it.
Yeah. I don't like jumping straight away, bro. Like, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no, I hear that. You know what? Look, I started YouTube near enough probably near enough the same. No, I think a bit later than you, bro. But most of my, lucky enough, I was fortunate. Most of my like subscribers, I've all subscribed from Instagram.
Yeah, because you're big on Insta, innit? So
yeah, man. I'm different. I'm big on Instagram, not big on Twitter. Like it just
mine's the opposite. Yeah.
Opposite, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Instagram, like, it depends what you post in that. Like if you posted good stuff and you became big like that, that's like really good.
I don't post anymore. So when I did, before, man, you know, I was so close to like around 20,000 Instagram followers.
You said before, innit?
Yeah. I was maybe around 19, 18K.
Wow.
That's 19, 18K on Instagram before I started this channel. And then once I started this channel, or when I started this channel, I think around 600 or 400 of them just automatically subscribed. Yeah. So that's why I have around like 600 or 400, 500.
630, 40 basically, I think, on what I looked.
Yeah.
And
I don't really post.
Oh, I've got to go in it.
Cool, no worries. Yeah. What time are we linking tomorrow then?
Well, Sunday, innit? But
oh yeah.
The process at 1 o'clock. Do you want to meet at like?
Oh, what? Wait. Is the protest at Sunday?
Yeah, the game's on Sunday.
Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Even better.
I want to meet like Chicken at like 12 o'clock or something. I don't know. So I'm gonna go get Chicken before the protest. So I'm gonna go
just call me.
Midday.
Just call me in it. Once you're at the location, I'll make my way.
You know, I may have to go there for 11:30. You know, because it'll be quite busy. I don't know.
What time are we actually? Well, you know, I can be there whenever, innit? It sounds like how. Yeah. What time is?
11:30, 11:45 maybe, because
just call me. Just call my phone, innit? Like literally, when you get like to like White Hart Lane or wherever you're walking from, innit?
I'm gonna walk from the Seven Sisters.
Oh, what? So you travel to Seven Sisters, yeah?
Yeah, no, I just walk it normally.
Oh, sit down. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Okay, cool. So once you get get close to Chicken, then, because don't call me when you get Seven Sisters because that's there far away, innit?
Yeah, that's like 20-minute walk. I know. So maybe I'll aim to get to Seven Sisters for like 11ish, and then I'll walk. And then I don't know, is an hour enough time to go Chicken and eat before the protest? I have to walk.
Bro, you know that Chicken is always busy, innit? So
maybe I'll aim for 11:30 or something.
Aim for 11. In fact, aim for 11.
Yeah.
What time is the actual protest starting? That's what I'm trying to say.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So we have to be at Lordship Lane
at 1.
At 1. All right, cool. Say less in it. I should be there.
The game is 2:15. It's not 2 o'clock.
2:15.
Yeah, it's not 2 o'clock kickoff. No.
Okay. Aren't they calling that a bit short for 1 o'clock, man? Shouldn't they start doing the protest from like 12:30ish, 12:40ish?
Same thing, but anyway. I don't run.
See, this protest is not really planned like the last one, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like
the first one was the best one, I think. Still, but anyway.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say, obviously, we're all happy that we've gotten through to the final and whatever. Yeah, you know. But even up to like planning, I haven't heard no plans until like obviously today. You said there's a protest. I was like, cool, fair enough.
But yeah, I
But-
know they've not promoted it that much. I don't know about whether tomorrow they're going to promote it more. Like, I don't know. So
Cool.
then
Let's see.
you could argue there could be more emphasis on the protest because we're out of the like the game means nothing anyway. So I don't know.
You know what? But look, even the time of the protest, isn't it? I think is look
It's
again.
close, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's wrong. But also, even like, I would. What is this our last home game?
No, we've got Brighton at home last.
Are we protesting on Brighton?
Process is off, isn't it? Because Spurs made the final. Well, as far as I know, it's still on, Phil, but I don't know. Yeah.
What? Quick one. Like in terms of like Brighton, is there a protest?
No, not that I know of. I didn't know about.
Why have? So this is my case. Is it again? Look, I'm all for the protest, but why choose to protest now? It makes no sense. You can't rally no fans. Like, okay, you're gonna rally people like us.
There's gonna be no one there. I think there's gonna be like.
You're gonna rally people like us, but generally, like in terms of like, you're not gonna rally nobody.
I agree with you, man. There's not gonna be that many people.
Cool. I'll see you on Sunday anyway. If anything changes, if you find out that there's no protest, let me know, innit? I didn't even know there was a protest.
I mean, worst comes to worst, if I go there's no protest, I'll just go chicking a bit later. But yeah.
If you go there and there's no protest, don't even bother call me, my brother.
Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah, in fact, you can. Yeah, in fact, you know what? You know what? Forget that. Yeah, call me, innit? But in fact, don't tell me. Don't tell me there's no protest, man.
I'm like, yeah, there's a protest.
Yeah, don't tell me, innit? Yeah.
Cancel, bro.
Yeah. Don't tell me that because I'm gonna end up being like.
Everyone go subscribe to Spurs.
Yeah.
And also Spurs Ration TV. Eugene was in earlier, but he was in his car eating food in it. But please go subscribe to Into Spurs against.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But anyway, we're out, guys. Leave you out.
Leave you out. Enoch out.
In the final. Yeah.
Yeah, man.